Okay, let's get started here. So let's see. So this is going to be kind of real time. I haven't built my watch list out at all. So really I'm just focusing on these names here and big cap tech. And right off the bat, one of the first things I'm noticing is I can add to my notes here. So um, okay. So right now, what we're looking at is not too much going on, kind of dead today in terms of the market. We got that nice push up this morning and was able to take profits on QQQ. Now, the setup still remains valid. So I am kind of interested in playing long to basically just look for a move back to the upside. And we only have a 2 hour setup right now, which is not my most favorite thing in the world. I like to see multiple at the same time, but still valid. Setup still looks good. It's still the same as yesterday. Now, yesterday we did have 30-minute buy signals. We had 1 hour buy signals, and SPY had 1 hour buy signals, or sorry, 30-minute buy signals into the close. So that's we're kind of missing some lower time frame stuff, but we do have a 2 hour setting up, which looks pretty good. What I would do personally is I know QQQ looks good, but I would have to err on the side of watching XLK because just simply based on the fact that this is up on the day much more than QQQ. So going into next week, whether we could enter this for a swing today, but with 4th of July being next week, it being a shortened week, I may just hold off until next week. But I do like XLK to the upside. I'm kind of tempted to maybe we just sell some put credit spreads here at 225. And because I know seasonally the next 3 trading days are pretty bullish, but I'm not expecting too crazy of moves with the holiday being next week. So I am considering, okay, maybe I just sell some put credit spreads here at 225 for next week expiration. So that's an option. Doing the same thing for QQQ, maybe at that 478 area. I like that as well. So we'll kind of keep an eye on this in the close. I may just stay cash into next week. So that's the first thing that I'm watching, right? We go to the daily time frame. We've got a little bit of caution signals here. So first thing is first we have a loss of momentum bar here on QQQ. I believe it's similar. Yep, we've got 2 losses of momentum on SPY. So that is definitely a major warning sign because usually that's what will trigger the reversion to the mean. So here's an example, 2 lost bars of momentum, reversion to the mean. We can go back. This one's a little more tough because of the strong trend, but you can see here 2 losses of momentum pulled us back to the mean. And then here's your squeeze. We get that squeeze fire off. 2 bars of lost momentum, chop around back to the mean. 2 bars of lost momentum, back to the mean. And then so on and so forth. So that's typically how you look at these charts and kind of decipher what might be to come. So, but we do, as of right now, have bullish signals. Now, SPY is definitely less bullish. You can see here, 4 hour looking okay. We don't have a momentum shift. We almost got it earlier today when we had that push up. 2 hour rejecting right off the trailing stop into ATR. So we got to kind of wait on that. 1 hour looks just fine. We've got a squeeze. 30-minute, we have we're kind of re-gearing up, I would say. So I don't think it's ready for a push just yet. I'd like to see another one of these 30-minute buy signals to kind of complement the 2-hour buy signals, and then we can kind of go from there. And then let's see. So other things that I'm kind of watching into this week, something that's not on the watch list is JPM. I'm watching this one because we do have a 3-day squeeze that looks really good. Bull flag breaking out, and essentially what I would be looking for is a push back into this high and a run into earnings. So what we might want to do is go look at maybe the 205 calls and maybe, but yeah, the 205, potentially just take the 200 calls and look for a run into earnings and an IV expansion into those earnings. So I do like that setup a lot. I think that that has a lot of potential, at least to go revisit this 206 area. So that's something I'm definitely keeping an eye out for because banks are typically the first ones to run into earnings and get that nice upside movement. And then we'll start having big tech do those things typically. So then from there, we've got an A plus setup on the weekly time frame for Microsoft. Now, this one printed a few weeks ago at it's had a $10, actually $15 move since we got that first buy signal, but I need this to pull back in order to pick up an entry. Now, another one that I'm keeping an eye on, we should be getting a buy signal here soon on Meta, and it is pulling back. I do like the idea of holding this to earnings, and if not through earnings, to look for a move to 540, potentially 550 is really what I'm thinking we may get to. So I think Meta, strong opportunity to look for an upside move in this name as well. Now, the favorite would be Amazon. Okay, so this one's pulling back a decent bit. We're still hanging out at 2 ATR on the weekly time frame. Um, I do want to see a pullback. I've got my alert set for around 190 as that was a key resistance previously. So I would absolutely love to get an entry around 190 and probably sell put credit spreads here for a couple months out, buy some call debit spreads for a move up and a push through 200 and see what this weekly squeeze can do. Yeah, this clean trend. Here's the last time we had buy signals on the weekly squeeze. And there's the move we had after. Now this one on top of the weekly squeeze, we have a 3-day A plus setup. We've got a 2-day buy signal. All looks really good. Okay. So I'm definitely keeping an eye on this one. And I would love to see a pullback. I'd even set an alert here to get an entry for that. Okay. So keep an eye on that. That's probably my favorite going into like longer term, that one and Meta, just because those are probably the best entry ones. And then we've got a few 2-day setups. So let's take a look at those. So A plus on Google. This one looks excellent as well. So maybe we want to look for a potential entry on this one to the upside. And I would say that's probably it. That's my watch list here. So mainly we're watching JPM 3-day, Amazon, Meta, and potentially Google off this 2-day if we can get a pullback. Let's set an alert for right around here. But you can see here, like a lot of these charts look very similar. You can see it's kind of like this flat top resistance, and then we've broken it. Flat top resistance, and we broke it. And Meta's a little bit lagging. Microsoft, flat top resistance, and then we broke it. So we just got to wait on it and see wait for a pullback entry. So those are the things I'm looking at. Things that are immediate is this 2 day on or sorry, 2 hour on QQQ. So I'm going to keep an eye on this into the close and make a decision from there. A little hesitant just because of what we've got going on next week, but I do like this setup, and I also do like XLK as well. So we'll probably, I would want to say we'll go with XLK. We'll see. We will see. Okay. All right. Do you guys have any stocks you want me to look at? Uh, any tickers that you want me to review? No? Good. Okay. Well, that's the watch list. I'll kind of add these into the notes. Google 2 day and uh, what was I looking for here? Oh, Google. No, that's it. Microsoft Weekly. Oh, JPM. Yeah. All right. Thank you. I couldn't think of that. And then lastly, Microsoft. Okay. All right. So those are the notes. Those are the things I'm looking into for next week. It looks like we're starting to get a little bit of a push in QQQ already. So, but all right, guys, that's all I've got for you. Oh, PLTR. Okay. Let's throw it in here. So it's got a 3 day. No problem. Okay, so 2 hour. Or sorry, 3 day. Um, okay, so the 3 day has set up. Now the problem is we're congested and all this crap. So everybody that bought the IPO was hoping it was going to go higher. Now they're kind of stuck in this basically trying to get through all the people that sold share or that are getting out at break even here. So that's going to be quite some resistance for quite some time. But I do think it's for as long as it's spent hanging out up here, I think there's probably a pretty good chance that this will push through. Um, and I'd potentially look for that run in earnings. What I would do is because there's a 3 day setup, if you wanted to get in now, you could, and then scale in on a pullback to the buy zone. And then from there, kind of make kind of look for this new high or to take out this high here and essentially look for a run in earnings. I wouldn't play a debit spread or anything like that. I just focus on straight calls. And reason being is because you want to get that premium expansion once once that starts to kind of happen. So that's what I would do. Kava, I'll take a look at Kava. 1 second, I want to see this. Okay, so yeah, Kava. Oh yeah, you love some Kava. Hey, I love Kava too. Um, okay, so one thing, okay, so now this is kind of something live that we can discuss here. Um, you've got a 2 hour trying to trigger on Microsoft. Okay, so now we've got the top holding in the NASDAQ and the S or the top holding in the NASDAQ and XLK triggering a buy on the 2 hour. That makes it very interesting. So we're definitely going to want to say like be paying attention to that because we've got the main tech index. We've got the XLK buy signal, A plus, A plus, A plus. And so, okay, I know I'm kind of speaking not very clearly. Okay, so QQQ, 50% is made up of tech, right? So this is the major tech index rather than SPY and DIA. Now, we have that, but we also have um, Microsoft, which is now trying to print an A plus setup, which on the 2 hour, while QQQ is and XLK. Microsoft is the top holding in XLK and one of the top holdings in QQQ. So this is making this trade much more enticing, and I probably will end up going with uh, Microsoft because of the strength. You can see the ADX 43 almost. Wow. QQQ, it's 25 and 24 for this. So Microsoft looks amazing here. So maybe we sell some 450 credit spreads for next week. I think that's probably my favorite trade going into next week. Okay, so Kava, and if you have any other ones you want me to look at, put them in the chat while I'm going over this. Okay, Kava, you can see here across the board, pretty neutral. Nothing to see here. Okay, but at the same time, oh, you know what it is? There we go. That's why. Okay, we've got an A plus buy signal on Kava. Okay, I was like, okay, why isn't there showing up? Because I didn't have it in here. So Kava has an A plus squeeze on a daily time frame. It looks really good. It looks very good. So, hey, this might be time to load the boat, especially if you are, because I know you are a Kava lover. Um, this is you've got the red dot squeeze, you've got the buy signal. Um, this looks it's flagging. We've kind of got this flat top, and we're right below $100. This is a great looking setup. Nice call out. When's their earnings? 8/13. I just buy the August and wait until it hits 100, basically. And then stop loss, you can just use the ATR trailing stop. But this this looks great. It looks excellent. I'd be looking for that push into $100. But all right, guys, any other tickers or are we good? All right. All right, guys. Thank you for coming. I will upload this. Oh, AVGO. Man, as soon as I say, all right, guys, you come right with it. Okay, AVGO. Oh, I got it right here. Uh, there's nothing here. I got nothing. The weekly is just now firing. So it almost makes me want to sell the $1,500 puts, do a put credit spread at 1,500 into the split in July. So that might be an idea here. Put credit spread into July 15th split. Okay. And then mRNA. Puts. Puts. Let's throw it in here. Okay, so we've got a 30-minute A plus setup. So if you wanted to short it here, you probably could. We are at 2 ATR, so you might want to wait for this thing to kind of pull back some, and then you could short this. and look for continuation to the downside. We are at a psych level around 120. So beware of that. We might have this little break and then pop back above to get the shorts in. We are coming up right on this trailing stop here. What's the monthly look like? The monthly could definitely push lower. You've got a 30-minute squeeze, but that's about it. 30-minute A plus setup, and that's about it. So yeah. Yeah, I want to see this pull back a little more and then potentially look to enter there once that happens. But all right, thank you guys. Thanks for coming. I hope this helps, and I'll get this posted today, and then you can review it over the weekend, create your own watch list, so on and so forth. I hope this helps, and I'll see you guys for the markets next week.